Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lunar New Year 2023 lasts for 7 days. In order to rest answer the reception, emergency, as well as medical examination and treatment for patients on this occasion, TayNinhTV General Hospital has prepared carefully human resources and well-equipped machine as well as floor ready to perform the duties.
The Lunar New Year is usually the peak time to receive and treat patients suffering traffic accident on the basis of carefully preparation and readiness for all situations during the jet holiday. From the 28th to the 2nd of lunar calendar, the Provincial General Hospital promptly performed first aid for 164 patients, of which 109 ones related to alcohol. In order to reduce traffic accidents related to alcohol and beer, the police force needs to strengthen inspection, control, and strictly punish cases of driving after drinking alcohol. At the same time, promote propaganda, especially on social networks, on the situation of traffic accidents on New Year's Day, the consequences of alcohol and beer abuse in order to further raise people's awareness when participating in traffic to protect their own life and others. In addition, limit drinking alcohol and beer of unknown origin to avoid food poisoning. The hospital has set up emergency teams in charge of standing and serving emergency work, ready to go unexpectedly when an accident occurs, specifically assigning permanent staff to perform surgery and anesthesia, ready to provide technical support downline as being required. In recent years, social policy credit has become a familiar source of capital for the people, promoting socio-economic development, creating jobs, improving people's living standard, making an important contribution to the implementation of the province's National Target Program on New Rural Construction. Since TayNinhTV implemented the National Target Program on building new rural areas, the Bank for Social Policies has considered increasing capital source and improving the efficiency of policy-related capital as an important job to contribute to reducing the rate of poor households, creating jobs, increasing incomes, and improving people's living standards. In the period of 2021-2025, the bank disbursed a loan of 1,588 billion Vietnam dong for communes to construct new rural areas, accounting for more than 80% of total loan sales for credit programs at the bank. Up to now, policy credit has made an important contribution to the implementation of the province's National Target Program on sustainable poverty reduction, reducing the poverty rate by the end of 2022 to 0.64%, the near poor households of 0.78%. TayNinhTV is a province which is implementing the One Commune, One Product or outcome program behind many provinces and cities in the country. However, after more than 3 years of implementation, the program has brought about very positive signals. After the efforts of federal sectors and participants, up to now, the province has 69 products recognized as outcrop products with 3 stars or more. Especially in 2022 alone, the whole province has 42 more products recognized as outcrop standards. The whole province has 42 more products recognized as outcrop standards, of which for the first time, one product has achieved 5-star outcrop certification. Many products have promoted the value and quality, gradually forming the outcrop product value chain, especially with the participation of cooperatives and businesses. Outcrop products have gradually entered the market with the position of specialty products of Vietnam in general and of TayNinhTV province in particular, gradually becoming an identity site in both policies and products for consumers associated with the outcrop.
Dear audience, in order to promote industrial development in rural areas, contribute to creating a breakthrough in improving productivity, quality and competitiveness of industrial and handicraft products, TayNinhTV is focusing on implementing the program on industrial promotion and development of supporting industry in the province in the 2021-2025 period.
Beneficiaries of the program are small and medium-scale enterprises, cooperatives, cooperative groups, business households that directly investing industrial production and handicrafts, organizations involved in management and organizations, individuals engaged in industrial promotion services. TayNinhTV province will focus on supporting the replication of the demonstration model of scientific and technological transfer and the application of advanced machinery, science and technology achievements of the fourth industrial revolution. Besides, TayNinhTV province step up support to develop large-scale, concentrated commodity production along the value chain, associating raw materials production with processing and consumption on the basis of rural industry to expand production and business, increase competitiveness in domestic and foreign markets. In the period of 2021-2025, 250 tons of enterprises and rural industrial establishments in the province received support from the local industrial promotion program. Total cost estimate is nearly 86 billion Vietnam dong. Funding source for implementation include the provincial budget arranged for implementation according to the status and annual plans, financial contributions from organizations and individuals conducting industrial promotion activities and developing supporting industry, contributions from beneficiaries and other lawful capital sources as prescribed by law. In 2022, TayNinhTV continued to acquire comprehensive results, especially policies on social security. Up to now, more than 500,000 beneficiaries have received support with a total budget of over 1,000 billion Vietnam dong. Especially for 2 consecutive years, TayNinhTV has maintained as one of 5 provinces and cities with the lowest poverty rate in the country. Before the Lunar New Year, the province has also advocated to support workers who lost their jobs and faced difficulties during the Lunar New Year in 2023. Support level is 500,000 Vietnam dong per person. This is a great effort and shows that TayNinhTV is always interested in sustainable development. Besides economic development, social security is always guaranteed.
During the Lunar New Year 2023, TayNinhTV City Electricity Branch has implemented many synchronous solutions to enhance the operation of the power system to serve people, especially in this day. Officers and workers of the branch have been trying their best to seriously perform the task of responding with the motto, "Ensure New Spring, not forgetting the task," ensuring safe power supply, continuously serving people to welcome Tet.
According to calculations of the electricity industry, the demand increases by more than 20% during the holiday compared to normal days, which means that substation and light system face overload. Facing that situation, the Directorate of TayNinhTV City Electricity Branch has directed the departments, the management teams, mobilize human resources, make a plan to quickly handle the technical problem when there is a problem, as well as the plan of stable power supply, minimize local overload and the risk of threatening breakdowns on the power grid. TayNinhTV Electricity also actively works with local authorities to understand the exact time and location of festivals and programs to serve that, arrange a reasonable power supply method for safe and reliable operation of the power source and grid in normal conditions, and flexibly switch in case of breakdown, ready standby diesel generators located at locations where important political, cultural, and artistic activities take place. Priority is given to ensuring electricity at important locations, leading agencies in the province, city, radio and television agencies, hospitals, clean water production facilities, and venue holding local political and cultural activities. In addition, electricity has also sent safety notice to the previous committees upwards in the area under their management about warning people to use electricity safely and effectively, and some other notes in areas with power lines and substations. Do not climb on electrical structures or write open electrical cabinets. Connect street lights yourself to power lines and warn people in the process of painting and repairing houses. Pay attention to ensure safe corridors of high voltage grid. In addition, following the direction of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the Vietnam's Electricity Group, the electricity sector shall inspect, review, detect, and immediately remedy shortcomings and violations on safety and fire prevention. Pay special attention to inspecting the system of equipment for electricity supply and consumption at the office. Production life with many risks of unsafety, electric shock, fire, explosion, and concentration of many flammable goods and materials, works related to welding, cutting, gas, etc.
Ladies and gentlemen, promoting the result achieved in infrastructure investment, Tây Ninh province continued to identify key projects and roads in 2023 and focus on supporting construction, promotion to disbursement startup this project, contributing to creating new impetus for the provincial socio-economic development.
In 2023, the Provincial Business Committee prioritized allocating capital for investment preparation for important and urgent projects to serve the task of socio-economic development and social security of the locality, and in accordance with the ability to mobilize resources in the coming years. With great determination and efforts to effectively implement the proposed strategic breakthroughs, especially breakthroughs in transport infrastructure, we will focus on proactively coordinating with Ho Chi Minh City so that we can complete legal procedures to soon implement the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway projects, and will also coordinate with the Ministry of Transport and related industries to complete the legal procedures to implement the Mobile Smart Expressway projects phase 1 of TayNinhTV, as well as deploy the cooperation programs with cities and provinces, especially between Bình Dương, Long An, and Bình Phước, so that we can realize projects connecting key roads with provinces in the region. These are key traffic routes that are very important to not only promote local economic development, but also create a driving force for the economic development of the entire southern key economic region. The Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway project has a length of 53.5 kilometers. It is expected that in July, the site clearance and handover to investors will start in 2024 and will be completed in 2027. The Gò Dầu Smart Expressway project from Gò Dầu to TayNinhTV has been approved by the Prime Minister and assigned the People's Committee of Tây Ninh Province to implement phase 1. The project of Ho Chi Minh Road section of Trân Thành, Tây Ninh, Đức Hòa, Long An has a total investment of nearly 2,300 billion Vietnam dong. Is expected to start construction in 2023 and complete in 2025. Border Toll Road projects with a total investment of 350 billion Vietnam dong will be coordinated by the province with ministry and branches to speed up the implementation. The work is expected to be completed in 2025. Projects invested by the province are 12 projects. According to the leader of the Department of Transport, the industry is determined to implement projects under the motto Progress, Quality, Efficiency. The agricultural sector with high-tech agricultural projects has begun to start, especially in the field of livestock and poultry. With the positivity and initiative in leadership and direction, along with the continuous efforts of the sectors, many key projects and works in the area have been implemented, which will create a driving force for socio-economic development of the province. The province will continue to pay attention to creating conditions for projects that have been granted investment policies in the area to be implemented on schedule, at the same time focus on solving difficulties and problems related to the works of compensation for site clearance to ensure the handover of clean land to key projects in the spirit of harmonious combination of interests, ensuring the benefits of land users when being acquired is in the spirit of having a higher and equal life in order to facilitate the development of site clearance and implementation on schedule. TayNinhTV province is interested in leading and directing to speed up the construction investment progress of key projects and works in the area that are more and more important for promoting economic growth. With the goal of increasing economic growth, the province GRDP in 2023 is above 8%. The consensus of people in the project area will be a great contribution to the construction progress. Since then, TayNinhTV has developed rapidly and sustainably.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.